Okay, welcome back for this week's COVID update. I'm here again with Kristi Ashton, our COVID coordinator, and we have several items that we'd like to share. First, Kristi, test results. We're testing on a weekly basis. That's quite a number of tests, and it's taking a little longer to get those results back, but what have we found from our most recent testing?
So our most recent testing, we're still all negative, gratefully, and the turnaround time of the test results at present is about 6 days.
Okay, so the state of Maryland is they're actively wanting us to test. There are not testing criteria in place for assisted living, but we're doing our campus, including assisted living, on a weekly basis. They're asking something different, or they're asking for us to have a plan moving forward in the future with regard to testing. So any ideas about what that's going to look like?
Yeah, so August 14th, the state will no longer cover, as they have been for weekly testing. So we are, as an individual facility, we are to develop our own testing plan. So there's been a lot of discussion around that, what that will look like, and early next week, need to consult with our local health department, as we usually do, just to hash out some ideas and what that could look like for us.
All right, very good. This past week we had a much anticipated infection control survey, and maybe you could share some about that as well.
Sure. So every nursing home in the state of Maryland is expecting this infection control survey, and we had ours last week. And lots of valuable information, valuable lessons learned during that time. We're so grateful to report that we have no deficiencies as a result.
Outstanding. Okay, so lots is happening. We're talking about PPE and those resources. Maybe you could give us an update on that. We're also talking about resources that we need to have in place for visitation. Could you address those items too, please?
Sure. So PPE is going well. As everyone knows, there's still like a national shortage of that going on. But as far as our home, we're doing well because of the partnership that we have with the local health department and their emergency response system. They were able to give us an abundance of gowns last week, and we're so grateful for that. So we are using PPE differently, specifically our gowns and our masks. We're in a different capacity, which is great because that's better practice. That's what we want to move towards.
Now, better capacity means what?
So the CDC has categories of PPE optimization, or categories of PPE usage. So this is really important whenever we're facing a shortage of PPE, because it changes how we can use it in order to safely protect our residents and ourselves. So we were in a crisis capacity where we are reusing gowns and cleaning them in between uses. Now we are in a phase where we are able to dispose of our gowns after every single patient encounter. Obviously, this requires a lot of monitoring and close observation, which we're doing, and so far we've had favorable results.
Okay, so if we had COVID in-house, which we do not have,
right,
that would influence the number of and the volume of masks or gowns or whatever PPE we'd be going through, which they call the burn rate, right? So that could change too. We need to stay on top of managing inventory, in effect.
Yes, it requires a lot of close observation, especially whenever you whenever you switch categories, as we've just done. It's really important to keep a close eye on that daily, to watch those numbers and watch how they're trending. Because at any time we could be in a circumstance where that could happen. So
okay, talk some about the people resources for the visitation and the other things that are an expected part of the progression.
So the reopening.
Yes.
Okay. So with outdoor visitation, we mentioned this some last week in our video, that in order to be able to have a safe environment for outdoor visitation, we have to have a staff person that can go out there and make sure that everybody's doing what they need to do. So for example, family members come and visit, that they are 6 foot away from their loved one, that everybody has masks on, that those visitors are screened in, meaning asking questions, have you been exposed, do you have any symptoms, and making sure that they have their mask properly applied, making sure that they wash their hands. So, that's a big resource, to have somebody out there to kind of man those visits And that's kind of what we're looking at right now, trying to figure out how we make that happen, because, you know, we have a lot of hands on deck doing a lot of different things right now. And yeah, it's not that it's not on the priority list, it is. It's just that we have to prioritize very carefully.
Okay, so the whole COVID discussion is very much a fluid one. And we've had some conversation here. We are most interested in addressing your specific questions or concerns that you might have. If you have a question or an area that you'd like to see discussed here, please make sure that you forward, email, call Kristi. How is the best process to do that, Kristi, so we can process questions that are
so you can email me directly. There will be a banner at the bottom of this video with my email address. Please feel free to send me an email with those questions. You may also call the facility directly, 301-223-7971, and you can leave your question with the front desk receptionist and they will get that to me as well.
So very good. So we have a bi-weekly letter. We have the COVID chats that we're doing on a weekly basis, and we have our website as well. These opportunities are for you, so we're wanting to hear back from you if we can provide another angle or another format that would be helpful. We want to go ahead and do that. So please let us know so that we can make these times most effective for you. Otherwise, we appreciate your time, and that's all we have for this week. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.